Hello, beautiful people out there. Welcome to another lovely episode of Trending Realities with OC. I'm your usual host, OC Clue, and today is going to be different because right now I'm in the fashion world, okay? And with someone you love to always see on your screen. He's a handsome dude, good looking, he's a fashionista. I don't want to really dabble into things, okay? So why don't you sit back, relax. When I come back, you get to meet my guest for the day. Welcome. Viewers out there, like I told you, I have a special guest with me today on this episode. And today we're strictly on fashion, right? So my guest is going to put you through everything you need to know when it comes to fashion. He goes by the name Gabby Ibeabuchi. Is actually the CEO of 1206 Clothing. Mr. Gabby, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. How are you?
I'm fine.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. You're welcome. Mr. Gabby, it's funny though the way people react to this word fashion. So I don't mind. In your own words, how can you explain the word fashion?
Well, fashion is complicated. It means different things to different people. But if I have to explain in my own words, I will say fashion is just how you choose to create your own image for yourself. The way you want to look, the way you want to dress, the way you want to put things around you could be your own fashion. But at the end of the day, we have what we call the global fashion sense.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm not a fan of the crowd.
Okay.
I always tell people, do it the way it suits you. As long as it comes out fine, that's the real deal.
As long as it comes out fine, that is the real deal. Okay, fine. If I was to chip in this question, like, is there a difference between style and fashion?
Well, fashion is like the global term.
Okay.
Style is more specific.
Okay.
Every man should dress in a certain way. That's fashion. But I choose to dress in a certain way. That's my style.
Okay. There's this thing that's really bothering me, and I want to ask you. I see so many teenagers trapped by this fashion like a magnet, attracts with a force. Okay, how can it be controlled?
Well, teenagers are they are victims of what they see or what they experience around their environment. Just like every other person.
Yeah.
But in the long run, because of their low self-will, they depend on people to, decide on what goes for them.
Yeah.
That's why I say they are victims. Now, we live in a world where, almost an average person has access to almost any information, anything, just at the speed of light. Mm-hmm. So most of our teenagers are influenced by what they see. They watch videos, they read magazines, they have their phones. At the touch of a button, he clicks and he can access what is happening, anywhere in the world. So a lot of times, the only way you can control them is by controlling what controls them, wow, if need be. But we live in a world where the best we can do is, at every point in time, to project, what we feel is positive for the young ones.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they are going to follow whatever comes their way.
That's deep. Like psychologically, if you ask me, I feel fashion itself is a need to imitate others and to identify with them, true or false.
Well, everything in this world is about imitation.
Okay.
Fashion inclusive.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything that someone just woke up, had his mother's breast, and at the end of the day, he's he knows it. It's from idea from one thing, need from one thing, that generates into other things. So at the end of the day, we are all copying ourselves. We are all imitators.
Okay.
Maybe so. But the truth about it is that there is no isolation.
Okay.
You can't. There is nothing wrong in imitating. But the bottom line is when you imitate, you improve on what you have seen or what you have and make it better. What people are interested in service and giving them solution, not to make it worse for them at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So if you have to imitate to make things better, just like you said, style. Create your own style out of the fashion. Fashion is the imitation now.
Yeah.
Style is carving your own inch out of that.
Wow.
That's fine.
I am beginning to enjoy this. Viewers out there, I just want you to sit back, relax, because we're going on a short break right now. Once we're back, we're still with Mr. Gabby, and he's going to be telling us more. So, see you when I come back.
What I understand by fashion is just about what you like, the way you dress, the way you look like, what's all about nature. And the problem in Nigeria is that some Nigerian people just like copy people in abroad, foreign people, the way they dress and bring it down to. We just have to appreciate our own culture, the way we dress up. Because even though Igbo people, you see them, they put on about that, they love taking our attire. They put it on when they come here. You present it to them. They love it so much because they love our culture. But we here, we don't appreciate what God has given to us, and we just need to appreciate whatever God gives to us. It's a gift. We don't know. We copy from foreigner culture, which we have to appreciate. And foreigner even love our culture. You see them, they put on agbada, put on cap. You see this, what they call it? What can I call it? Filler. You know this filler. They put it on. They really appreciate. We just need to appreciate our culture, our fashion. Because you see the way I'm dressing. Some people put on cartoon, put on this blah blah, put on dress. I'm okay with this dress. I'm okay with my fashion. I think I'm okay. I don't like copying other people. I do what I like to do, and I'm good at it. I'm okay with it.
I think fashion is personal. It is a culture, your culture, whatever it is. Sometimes I feel people are born with their fashion. They just come into a world where they are judged based on some certain standards, based on what is popular, based on what we call trend. Yeah. So fashion is personal. It's your art. Express it how you want.
I think fashion is representative of style and how one is able to express himself. Though you have to be careful as to how you convey your style when it comes to fashion, because there's a sense, it's an industry that makes yes, an industry exists, the fashion industry exists, and their sole aim, I think, is to make money. But that is not fashion to me. That is fashion, again, is style and how you're able to express yourself and convey confidence and who you are as a person.
Fashion is the way we dress, simple dressing. That is it. That is just the way we present ourselves in our everyday life. That is what we wear, what we put on.
Okay, basically, I feel like fashion is just a means of clothing yourself and probably cover your nakedness, basically. Except you are telling me that there are other reasons to fashion. Well, I can't really tell, but for me, I think it just basically cover your nakedness.
Welcome back. I'm still here. OC Clue still here. It's still Trending Realities with OC. And Mr. Gabby is very much here with me. And this promised to be fun. Mr. Gabby, you look like someone that I know definitely would like to have fun sometimes. So you, as a fashionista, How do you relax? How do you put all this together and then find time to relax?
Excuse me, sorry. Well, they say all works and no play make jazz a dog. I wish I could relax, more than I do at the moment. When you have a startup business, sometimes you may not really, if you're someone who is focused and passionate about your job, if you don't take time, you might not even be able to relax enough.
That's true.
And I think that's what is happening to me at the moment. Relaxing has been limited, but naturally, I know when you relax, you get more inspired and you think better and all the rest of them. I wouldn't say I relax enough, but currently, one of the things that I enjoy doing at my spare time is, it might be funny to a lot of people, but it gives me, I get a lot by doing that. I love watching wrestling.
Wow.
WWE. I'm a hardcore fan of WWE. As a matter of fact, I've been following up on wrestling for the past 20 years. I've never missed anything.
Wow.
So once I'm done with work and I feel I need to relax myself, Monday Night Raw is the real deal. I just sit down, watch it 3 hours at a stretch, and I feel so good. A few times during the weekend, because the way this job is, it's not just you produce, you also need people to buy.
Of course, yes.
And I don't sit down and wait for people to come. A lot of times you need to go for, look out for these guys. So most times I try to attend as much events as I can. It's a way of relaxing for me, but at the end of the day, it also adds value to my business, because when you go out, you meet people, you interact with them, opportunities, things like that. There is nothing that gives me joy as much as when I'm making someone happy. I think that's my major way of relaxing. Once I can go out of my way, make someone happy, I feel relaxed already in my mind. So when you go out, you meet people, who need what you do or what you have, you give it to them, you satisfy them. That smile on their face, most of the times, it makes my day.
That's something else. Like me, I would like to ask this again. Like, when did this all start? As in the journey so far?
It's actually a long journey, but I'll just try and cut it as short as I can. I used to be a model.
You actually look like one.
Well, somehow I still model now, depending on who can afford me at the moment. But I started modeling a couple of years ago. I was deeply involved in modeling, photography, fashion modeling. I did over 100 fashion shows in my time, locally and internationally. Won several awards. I actually won the best model in West Africa, Eco-First model, a couple of years ago. Then when I won that event, I was offered a contract to model, in Paris.
Okay.
Somehow that didn't happen because, my parents still wanted me to go to school, finish your studies, and all that. At the end of the day, of course, I had to let that go. I stood back, did my master's, in business administration. Mainly that was done. Of course, the next thing was to get a job.
Of course.
So I got a job in Globalcom, worked a couple of years and all the rest of them. And afterwards, I just felt no need to do more.
Yeah.
I picked interest in banking. Then I started banking. Did banking for a couple of years again. But while I was doing all this, I had this unrestrained hunger to put pieces together. While I was working in Glo, I was making clothes for my friends. While I was in the bank, in fact, that was even when I started making money from clothing. Every Saturday I would go into Lagos Island, buy fabric, look for a tailor, sew it. From giving my friends free, some of them started paying, a token. And I was like, wow, I could even make money from this. I had this unrestrained, desire to do more. So after a long time, I felt you know, it wasn't just normal. It was just something beyond me.
Yeah.
I told myself I was going to focus on it, and I gave myself like a year while I'm working. You know, after that, I resigned. There's one thing I would never forget. The day I told the head of corporate banking that I was going to resign, and I was leaving that day, not even I was going to resign. I had already, you know, tendered my application and all that, my resignation letter. He called me to his office and said, "You are one of my best staff. Does madness run in your family?" I said, "Why do you ask so?" He said he doesn't see a sane person that has gotten to the middle level in banking and just wants to go like that to become a teller. And I told him, well, I don't know about madness, but if you think I'm mad, I don't think I will ever get better. And I can tell you, I've not been delivered of that fashion madness. And the good thing is that today, that my boss wears my clothes. His friends wear my clothes.
That's it.
So that's the brief of how we got here.
Then what actually gave birth to 1206?
While I was in the bank, when I had already made up my mind I was going to, you know, take this as a career, I started thinking of names. I like to do my things differently. My friends always tell me, you don't follow rules, you create rules. I like to be, you know, on a different side. Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm still, you know, with every other person.
Every person.
So I did like 10 names thereabout. Started showing my friends. I'm like, which one sounds good? Which one sounds good? Which one sounds good? At the end of the day, they all picked 1206. But the thing is that 1206 came out of just my birthday. I was born December 6th.
December 6th.
So I wanted something, you know, that would synchronize with me as a person, me as a creative person, to also show people that even my name again is something creative.
Yeah.
So coincidentally, they all picked 1206, and I registered it 1 year before I actually resigned, and that's how 1206 came about.
I want to ask this particular question: do you always feel competitive when you see different brands?
Well, naturally I like competition.
Okay.
But at the moment, I always tell people I don't even have any competition. It might sound funny, but it might sound crazy. You know, I always sound crazy anyway. But when you understand why I say it, or why I said whatever I say, you will know why it has to be like that. There is no competition for me now, because I don't know, even though I know people that do the kind of things I do, I don't know a lot of people that do it the way I do it. First and foremost, when we started this business, I told my customers, I made up my mind I was going to give distinct, I was going to be different when it comes to service. As a matter of fact, I'm fanatical about service. If you don't give me service, I can fight you. I fight to get service.
Okay.
You know. Now, what do we do? I sat down and I told myself, how am I going to do mine different from how other people are doing theirs? First and foremost, I set up, this is like our second branch.
Okay.
You know, we started on Bode Thomas and all that. And I carved an niche myself. I asked myself, who are the people that I'm going to service? I made up my mind it was going to be, you know, the above average, the high end, networked. Those are the ones I have passion for now to serve. So having done that, I know that an average, you know, person would want, an average person in that class understand service.
Definitely.
So first we set up our office, our showroom, you know, in the heart of town, where of course when you come in you have a place to park and, you know, all that. That was one. Two, I told myself that for everybody that walks into our place or talks with us is going to go with an experience. What are those experiences that they're going to go with? we came up with our own slogan.
Okay.
Let me leave the slogan by the for now. We created our mantra and we called it peace. Peace is PIS.
Okay.
Peace stands for passion.
Okay.
The other one is integrity.
Okay.
And the third one is service. These are our core values.
Passion, integrity, and service.
Passion is all about that desire, because we have that unending desire to get things right all the time. So we are focusing on those our strengths. At every point in time, we must get it right. Integrity, I always tell people, is that part of you where God lives. That's my own definition of integrity. If God is still there, you will always have that consciousness to get things right all the time.
Of course, yes.
For example, we don't like to say sorry. Not because we can't say sorry. We don't like to say sorry because for every time you are saying sorry to someone, there's something you are not getting right. And we try as much as possible at every point in time to make sure we get things right. We are not perfect, but we are working towards that. Every minute we work towards, doing what we have done today better next time. And the third one is service. For me, a good service is when a customer comes to buy, he goes home happy, he comes back the next time, and that is what we always want any customer that comes in here to go with that experience. You buy, you come back to buy again, you tell somebody about us. And those three principles have been able to guide us to, put it out at the platform, taking it to the zenith of this business. Now, in terms of service, for example, when you come in here, you make a request. We'll give you time. I realize that in the fashion business, a lot of people, don't even care. You make requests for an outfit. By the time you get it, the wedding is already gone. Here, we give you time. Most times within 7 days, depending on our schedule. If for any reason their clothes is not ready on the day we told you, you are not going to pay for that clothes again. And I can tell you, I stand to be corrected. Tell anybody I say so. It has never happened in the 4.5 years that we've run this business, because I don't want to lose money. So, some of these things are things that we do differently that I tell you as the way things are in Nigeria. I haven't seen anybody that is doing exactly all these things in one. That's why I said I don't really have a competition yet.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? If you make requests, because a lot of our clients, we render wardrobe service as well, where we come in, we tell you, what should suit you and all the rest of them. So most times, a lot of them rely on what we give them. Some of them come, I need like 10 outfits. Now, the comfort you must go home with is that for any reason we make 10 outfits and you don't like any of them, probably because the kind of gray you wanted is not what we offered you, because of our, the discretion we use in providing that. We change it immediately in 48 hours. We change it. Why are we able to do that? Because we have a showroom. You can see the showroom. We come in here, because we put in our best at every point in time. We are sure that even if the customer does not take it, somebody else would.
Of course.
So hence we have a showroom where people walk in from time to time and they pick up, available, outfits and go on the spot. So I can, if I keep talking, there are so many things, and we keep innovating by the day. We just want to be better.
Hello viewers, I believe you are actually enjoying yourselves, because like me, I'm short of words. I'm actually flowing along, because it's as if me now I'm a fashionista. But Mr. Gabby is really getting me going, and I don't feel like stopping. But hey, time is not always a friend. Let's quickly go on a break. When we come back, we're going to be having more from Mr. Gabby, okay? Viewers at home, I told you that I won't be going nowhere as far as Mr. Gabby is still here with me, because I'm actually learning, okay? And I know you do, because a lot has been said here, and you're still going to hear more. So once again, I welcome you back to Trending Realities with OC. Mr. Gabby, if you look at the fashion industry in Nigeria, how can you best describe it, looking at our industry?
Well, I'll describe it in two different ways. Okay. The current situation and the ideal situation.
Okay.
You know, I wouldn't say we've gotten to the ideal situation yet, you know, but right now, Nigerian, if I have to start with designers, are very hardworking.
Okay.
I've come across a lot of them who are also my friends, and a lot of times we work day and night. You know, because it is something that you just have to keep innovating. You just have to keep innovating. You know, once a customer has seen a design, he wants something different next time. And how do you do that? Because it's very competitive. So before we even get to that, I always give an advice, and I like everybody, even people viewing now, to take this advice. It's just like music. If you are not creative, don't even bother. You won't make it in this industry. At least that explains how far we go, you know, to ensure that we get new things out there. The fashion industry is evolving, and is evolving at, you know, geometric progression. We are not walking now. We are running. We've started running. And very soon, I can assure you guys, we're going to fly. So people are working hard. Because, why are we working hard? Because an average person out there is beginning to understand, you know, what he wants. When somebody wants more than what you're offering now, what do? You have to research and give him what he wants. So an average Nigerian is becoming more fashion conscious, and along the line, who gives him what he wants is the designer.
And this your word now is actually pushing me to a very good question. Like, if you look into the Nigerian fashion and dress code, how normal Nigerian dresses, what will you say? As in, what will you say Nigerians like to wear?
Well, there is one thing that surprised me 2 months ago when I was in London. I actually took time, you know, to observe what Africans are wearing.
Okay.
You know, I realized that an average person, even in the diaspora, is so interested. You know, I a few times I went to a mall and I saw some white people approach me. Okay, I know you are not from here. I said, why do you say so? He said, because you look different. You know, each time I hear things like that, my day is made. It was easy for them to know that I'm not from there and I'm African because of what I was wearing. So the same thing applies to, you know, applied to every other person I saw around. People are hungry for more. Yeah. An average Nigerian is, you know, not just Nigerians, Africans generally, they're working towards improving on, you know, what they wear and all the rest of them. So that has actually helped the industry in the sense that, you know, the more people are demanding, of course there is always that willingness to pay. Yeah. And the more they pay, what is your job when money is in your pocket? Is it not to think and give people what they want?
Of course.
So but the ideal part is the part where, for example, the light just went off while, you know, you came in here. Power. Though I don't like to dwell on things that we all know. Yeah. But we need more in the industry. We need government. We need people to support this industry. You know, if you are watching at the moment, I would encourage anyone. You know, we are hungry to do more. We need their support. We need people to finance some of the, you know, for example, there are some machines I saw when I traveled that our contemporaries are using over there. They are so expensive that, you know, people like us may not be able to afford it. And because we can't afford it, we may not be able to give you know, that distinct service that the customer requires per time.
Yeah.
So it also limits us. And that's why you see our people who prefer to go and buy a, you know, let me not call a brand. You know those brands that people would want to spend hundreds of thousands of money on.
I actually wanted to ask you something, and it's synonymous with what you just said now. Like, if you check the increased rate of consumerism, this mass production, the flea market, duplicating and selling cheap, how do you keep your own brand afloat in all this?
Well, the truth about it is there is always more.
Okay.
Or let's say more money when you do more. Because even if you sell cheaper, there's always a margin. Once that margin, you know, increases,
yeah,
you have more money than the person that is selling one per time and is selling high. It's also another factor and another challenge here. I would want to someday make a clothes that an average person can afford.
Just buy.
But it's just not easy now for me because, you know, considering the cost of production and everything that we put into this business, it's difficult for you to produce an outfit and sell it a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it boils down to support. We need support in the industry. Do you understand?
Yeah.
First and foremost, most of our clothes are handmade. And because they're handmade, you know, a lot of manpower is put into it. You pay salaries, you pay all these people, they are professionals, you pay them, you know, a lot of money. So by the time you know, incorporate your costs, you find out that it's also impossible for you to sell at a certain price. Hence, we now depend on the high net worth who can afford it. What happens to the other market? They will not depend on mass-produced products because they are cheaper. But we can actually make it cheap for everyone and affordable for everyone.
I like to get at least 5 fashion trending tips.
First and foremost,
the one you like using always. The ones you like using always.
Yes.
Okay.
Wear what fits you.
Okay.
You know, don't wear it because he is wearing it. Wear it because it works for you.
Okay.
2. Go for what you can afford.
Okay.
Affordability is key. Don't just buy because you use everything you have. You understand what I'm saying? And buy. 2, shop where you can get what you need.
Okay.
Do you understand? If not bend down work for you, my brother,
go for it.
Go for it. Clean up, wash it, and wear it.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Then 5th, I like when people dress Nigerian. You know, this westernization, I'm not a fan of it. I was a banker for several years, and I can tell you, in the past 4 years, I can remember how many times I've worn a suit. Our weather is not friendly for such things. Wear what you are comfortable in. Patronize African wears. Do you understand?
Yeah.
That suits our weather. And then finally, don't carry yourself well. If you wear 1 million naira product and you dey waka krukere, you no go show. If it's little you have, carry yourself well, arrange yourself well, and be proud of who you are all the time.
Any final words for your viewers out there? Any final words?
Well, I always tell people, when you are focused on whatever you do, it's just a matter of time. Be consistent. See, when we talk, people think, you know, especially God has made us, you know, in a different way. We are all the same people. Whatever you know you can do, focus on that. Be consistent. And finally, believe in God. He can do everything.
Wow. And on this note, ladies and gentlemen, viewers out there, actually, I'm having a sweat time here. If you ask me, I don't want Mr. Gabby to go. But you know how time flies when you're actually doing important things. The time vanishes as if it's not there. So I know you enjoyed yourself because I did. And until next time, please stick to what is you. Stay positive, patronize Nigeria, and avoid crime. Okay? Until next time, I will always remain your host, OC Clue, and it will still remain Trending Realities with OC. I say bye-bye. and stay blessed.